I believe in solutions. I believe that if you sit with a problem long enough, there is a solution that is going to show itself. And I think a mistake that a lot of people make is they leave the situation or exit the situation or give up on moving forward before they've allowed the solution to arrive. And it's hard because it requires a lot of patience. It requires a lot of learning to sit with your emotions and belief and faith. And for some reason, I'm just really blessed that that's something that I've always had to be able to sit and wait for the solution. So whether it's in my real life or working with my students in my wellness intensives, I always just try to remind people that you have to control the controllable, and there's always something you can control. There's always something that we can pick to find the low-hanging fruit that you can pour your energy into to create forward movement. And
what are some of those things that you tend to draw people's attention to? Because I know that it can feel like things, especially in this day and age, you know, it's like, first, I have friends right now who are just trying to get a handle on their wellness. And, you know, as anyone listening knows, all my good friends, I'm not one to prescribe any type of nutritional lifestyle. Like, I'm not saying you have to do this, you have to do that. So for some of my friends, whatever it is, it's included things like, well, I want to change some of my eating habits. Then what's out of their control? Price point. I mean, it has literally gotten even more expensive to eat well, you know, depending on what well looks like for you. And so it's, you know, they're just like, how I just started getting a handle on this and now everything's out of sorts. So when you say controlling the controllable, what are some things that, you know, maybe variables that you think people can really look at and say, okay, I got some handle around
you know
this.
Where I want to bring people's attention to on this is kind of like a bigger picture and a bigger philosophy. A lot of us have this idea of wellness or weight loss or whatever your wellness goal is. I want you guys to fill in the blank on whatever that means to you, that there's some sort of black and white answer about what is right and wrong. I think a lot of us think if I'm going to lose weight, I'm just going to go on Pinterest and I'm going to print out a meal plan. And as long as I follow the meal plan, then I'm going to wake up looking exactly the way I want to look in 4.5 seconds. Right. And that's really just not the way that human beings work, right? When we look at ourselves biologically and we look at ourselves psychologically, and then we look at our lives, everything is so complex and so nuanced and so different from one person to another. And when we fail to respect the individuality of each person amongst all of these different areas where we can be different, then we literally deprive ourselves of being able to see the things that we have control over in our unique lives so that we can apply ourselves and create momentum.
That's so good.
What I really try to empower people to do is to embrace the fact that there's no one size fits all solution. I, as a wellness strategist, do not actually prescribe to one specific way of eating.
That's so important. Oh my gosh, do y'all hear that? And the thing is, I'm so big on using my space to elevate the voices of the people who acknowledge and honor that we're different. There's so many people out there who are saying, well, if you want it to work, it has to be this, rinse and repeat. My formula is this, because people feel like, and I've talked about this, if you guys listen to previous chats, I've talked about it, how there's pride in saying, I don't know, or there's pride in saying, hey, it may be different for you. And honoring that uniqueness in, it may not be our bodies, but it may be the circumstances or whatever, you know, is critical to actually getting success.
It is. And then being empowered with the tools. Once you understand that you need to embrace being unique, being empowered with the tools to figure out, okay, great, now that I know that I'm unique and special, what the heck am I supposed to do, right? You can't just leave people sitting there and being like, don't do the black and white solutions, but then they don't know what to do next, right? So where I really love to come in is teaching people how to take data on their bodies and their lives and then draw conclusions from that data to figure out what does this actually do when you implement it in real life. And something that I talk about a lot is everyone's unique wellness formula. What I kind of like to think of is a chess game. When you play chess, you want to win in as few moves as possible, right? And it's the same case with your wellness. When you're trying to be well, you want to do as little as possible to get yourself to that point where you tip and you're getting the results that you're looking for. So what I teach people is how to collect that data on themselves in really simple and easy ways, and then how to draw conclusions from that data about what's working for them or not working for them. And sometimes the thing that's actually most valuable is knowing what's not working for you.